Well, hello and welcome everyone to this next flight on our European tour. I hope you are ready because I am. I have eaten and I have been drinking water and I have even been to the bathroom. And lo and behold, I didn't think that I would have the time today to continue the journey, at least not until next week. But it turns out I had at least a couple of hours, even more, at my disposal on this lovely Friday evening, and so I decided to make the most of it by continuing the journey from Spain onto our next destination, which is Italy. And I'm really glad I was able to fly this evening. That dramatically increases the chance of us having some ATC on the route. The Mediterranean on that sim can be bit miss or hit ATC wise. Currently we do not have ATC, but I do hope that we have some guys coming online in Italy. We are going to Naples Airport in Italy, but as I mentioned, we are parked here in Spain now. We arrived last night from Lisbon in Portugal to Alicante in Spain by the Mediterranean Sea. It is Friday night and the sun is still up, so we still have an hour or two of daylight to fly in, which is nice. I do like to fly in daylight. We are online on VATSIM. Currently one other aircraft is parked here, not anymore. I do think it's a generic X-plane scenery by the looks of it. There's no AutoGate or anything, so we are playing as if we have everything not at our disposal. So we have our buses and everything, and a noisy ASU is necessary due to the high temperature that we have here. So I checked real world traffic and we shall be taking off, I think it's runway 10 over the Mediterranean Sea, and then we have a long flight, one of the longest flight on this journey. Expect us to fly for at least 2 hours. We're going to fly over most of the islands that are in this part of the Mediterranean, so we'll be crossing over Ibiza, Mallorca, Menorca and Sardinia, and land in Naples, Italy. And we do have some weather over Sardinia, some thunderstorms. Maybe they will be cleared once we get there, I don't know. We shall see. As always, I am flying in X-Plane 11 using the Oculus Rift, and we are of course in VR as always. We always fly 100% in VR. We are on our tour through the European Union, all member countries. We are on our 12th leg this time. We are almost halfway through the journey, which started almost 2 weeks ago now. And last I checked, we have been flying for 24 hours airborne. How about that? So quite a project I've started on here. And we are of course in the same aircraft as always, Saga Viking from Scandinavian Airways. Me being from Scandinavia, it's quite befitting. It's a chartered aircraft, and we will be flagging the call sign Scandinavian 511 throughout the journey. We do fly with failures enabled and also remove surfaces when over extended G-forces and over speeding, so we need to be careful and realistic with what we do. Let's just jump into the cockpit real soon and get away from some of that noise. There we go. I had a near miss yesterday when coming into Lisbon. As you might recall if you saw the video, we had some tech issues which caused my yeah, you can go down, so I'll need to fix that afterwards, which caused my yoke to stop working on short final, and I was quite panicky, but we nonetheless managed to land without a yoke. We used a VR yoke, which can be done like so. I was quite curious. I have never used it, but we actually managed to get her down, so that was good. Yeah, so today's flight, let's just get up some Move VR here so we can monitor any possible ATC coming online. If they do, we can get a clearance and everything. I don't expect any ATC for a while yet. It is Friday evening around 7 p.m. So people are starting to log on and things are picking up, but there's no promises even on weekends. So here we go. Nothing on the text box. More importantly, let's look at the VR map. Or the realism map, sorry. Here we go, in Move VR. So as you can see, no ATC available right now. So we are parked here in Alicante. We will be crossing over Ibiza, Mallorca, Menorca, then over Sardinia, almost over Olbia, just south of Olbia, and then into Naples in Italy to land. It can be a quite tricky landing. I'll explain later on why it is so. I expect us to arrive there in darkness as well, so we really need to be well prepared, because there are some mountains I would do need, unless the winds change, we do need to go inland. And Naples is nestled in between mountains, and famous volcano Vesuv is right up next to the airport, so we really need to be careful there. Yeah, so it looks ATC clear, so we'll just go ahead and start her up then. So first of all, let's get seated properly so we can get some space between me and the yoke. There we go, and then I can pull my seat back like so, and that's quite good. So ground power on, you come on, start aligning, and we can get some lights up. Here we go. It's quite noisy. We'll just have to live with that. As you can see, the temperature is it's 30 degrees in the cabin, so we do need to get some air in there. And let's get some light up here as well before we do anything else. Go. We'll pop some light on the first officer as well. And here we go. And you will go a bit further back, like so. So let's just run a few tests here. Right off. Auto. And they don't work. These two don't work, as much I know. They work later on though, so that's all good. Let's just have a look here. You can go to barrel. Everything is as we want it there. And some lights. Yep. And very good there. Go down, stowed. And fire extinguishers, good. Cargo hold, good. And G-gas.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust. Climb.
Sorry for the noise in the microphone.
Climb,
My shirt got
climb,
stuck in the
now,
microphone.
Climb,
So.
crossing, climb. Climb, crossing,
And
climb.
oxygen.
Climb. Climb. Clear
Escape
of
rope.
Descend. 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 Crossing. Descend.
Spare
Descend,
bolts and
crossing. Descend. Descend.
check
descend
the
now.
fuses on the way in.
Descend. Descend now. Increase,
So let's
climb.
just
Increase climb. Increase descent. Increase descent.
get our
Maintain
flight plan here.
vertical speed. Maintain vertical speed. Crossing. Maintain. Monitor vertical speed. TCAS test.
So
Pass.
that's him done. What we can imagine ourselves is that some of the ground handling guys are removing themselves. And we need 54.5 in zero fuel weight. And 8.1. Most importantly, 54.5. Almost there, actually. Here we go. And we shall take 9 tons due to the weather we have over Sardinia. That will do us quite nicely. So that's all done. And we can continue down here. We are at Alicante. We can grab this one, put you in there, and we are going to, I'm quite sure that's Naples, and it's always nice to double check. Correct. And we will be Scandinavian 511. And I just need to get this up. Let me just look at the reserves. Yeah, so I'll say 2.9. Runway 10, Middles 3 Alpha. And uniform November 851. There we go. It will bring us to Menorca. And from there, uniform Mike 603. To Oikum. And from Oikum, it's on the Mike 603. To Papa. Oh. Oh. Yeah, so I thought I had ATC for a brief moment there, but I didn't. Yeah, so where were we? Papa November Zulu. And that's the arrival, Papa November Zulu 1 Charlie. And we have several options. We have Victor, Whiskey, Yankee and Zulu. Let's take a look at them actually, just to be well prepared. Go and look at the approach. So here's Zulu. As you can see, you're crossing the airport here and turning around there, and you have quite a lot of terrain and stepwise profile down. So that's Zulu. Victor. Whiskey. So these here will leave you a bit more clear of the terrain, I think. Give you a shorter final. So you'll be at the final at around Victor. I think we'll just stick with the Zulu, right? More exciting. Yeah. So we'll do the Zulu. Yeah, it looks good. Activate. Performance wise 2.9. 30. And we'll be cruising at 37. And we'll just pop that in here while we have the So 37, sorry guys, I just love my ground plugin. That's how nerdy I am. So, come on. Oh, it's a long way up there. You'll have to stretch your arm to reach it. But that's what it's all about. So, that's set. And we can pop it in here as well. There we go. And 250/20. So insert it and +3. And we can execute that. Set our temperature is 28. And do 24K. Flaps 5. 135, 136, 145. And G-step 4.8, more or less set. So, and we'll just pop that in here for reference, and we will of course review that later on. So let's have a look at what we have in store. So as mentioned, straight out over the Mediterranean and then just climb, turning left. What's exciting is actually the approach and arrival here. So over the airport, onto the turning point. Turning back. So really can't zoom that in more, but from what I can see, is that we might have some issues with if we try to do this in VNAV. Just get this up here. You can see that it has a turn. You can just barely make it out, but I don't think we'll be able to make that turn. So we will come into mostly Pompeii, is it? And Pomigliano. See, there's a Vesuv, and what we'll actually do then is that we'll leave it this here as is, and then most likely we'll do some sort of heading select once we come in here and do that manually. Override LNAV, and we'll review this. We have a long flight, so we do have time to review all of this, so that's what we'll do. And while I'm at it, the landing altitude already set, so we can remove this. So we are quite happy with this as is, and we will revert back to map view. So next up is the charge, but before we do that we can start our flight leg. So we are at 142. So I'll just pop this one in so we could grab our virtual reality mouse. So make all of this a little more speedier. Close enough. There we go. 1142. Set. And the airport, we will be pushing back facing north, and then should be straightforward taxiing here. Not so big an airport. Yeah, we'll be pushing back, actually not north, we'll be facing west, and then get on Bravo. Somewhere there are plenty of exits onto the taxiway here. Taxi all the way down to Alpha 4, into the runway, take off, and we are good to go. And we have heading 100, it's set. So let's get the departure plate, and we can hide all of these guys. And what we can even do is shut the doors. There we go. Departure plates. There we go. Ethos 3 Alpha. That's here. So we are at 13.8. That is now tuned. We'll be going 100. Then we'll go heading 036. Sorry, 056. There we go. On Midas 3 Alpha. And then we will be going on 068. There we go. Initial climb clearance 6,000. And let's just grab the latest ATIS. That's odd. Ah, that's an explanation.
Lima Echo Alpha Lima Airport information India 1630 Zulu weather wind 119er at 6 visibility 10,000 sky clear temperature 28 dew point 17 QNH 1018 advise on initial contact you have information India
1018 is inserted and
Lima Echo.
There we go. And we can fire up all 3 pumps and get the APU going. And we can tune you. And then we can just review this. I would like it there. Yes. Set. Pump, pump, pump. All good. And I want you a bit further out. Thank you. So there we go. So far so good, still no ATC. Night is young, we still have time. It's not so important with departure. I would like to have en route ATC and arrival ATC, that's what I like the most. So, we can continue here. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Good. Set. You are set, and you are set, and we have lights going, and we have no squawk, and we have the Unicom tuned, and we have Alicante tuned. And in case of any issues that we bring into the air, we will sort them out ourselves and most likely find a way back, maybe a right turn back and then find a way into landing in Alicante again, depending on the emergency. Our alternate, of course, on this trip is, of course, Roma, but we do have several options along the way that aren't in the plan, but are in my mental plan. So we leave Alicante. First option is, of course, Ibiza. It's more or less straight ahead, so we don't need to get too high or too far out before Ibiza becomes a good option to land. And we have Palma de Mallorca, also straight in landing from our heading. Then there's Menorca, same deal. And then we have Olbia. Olbia is in a mountainous terrain, so you would have to go out and land from here. I think if you had issues, you wouldn't want to go into that terrain area. And then we'll come quite close to Rome. And then it's Naples. Okay, so we will just read through, climb on, boom, zoom a bit more, climb on runway heading to 2.8 alt, turn left heading 056, intercept alt radial 068, which is also tuned. And climb via Sumo to Maitos. So most important thing, at 2.8 alt we will initiate our left turn. Okay, so that's it basically, and I don't even think I need to use the taxi charge, so we can pop the APU on. There we go. Prepare for a startup, and we can also, there we go, and let's just run through the checklist quickly. Oxygen is tested, nav and transfer switches is auto and normal, and window heat is on, pressurization mode selector was set to auto, flight instruments are cross-checked and correct, parking brake is set, and engine start levers are to cut off, flight doors are closed and locked, fuel pumps, we have 3 pumps on and 8.9 tons. Passenger signs are on, windows are locked, MCP we have 145, 100 and 6000 set. Takeoff speeds are 135, 136 and 134 set. CDO pre-flight is completed. Rudder and aileron trim is 3 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing is completed, and the anti-collision lights can now come on, and still no ATC, so we will just ask for the pushback lag,
ground to Cockpit. Tau is driving up.
And I have already, before I started the video, I just quickly set up the pushback plan, as it's much easier to do in 2D.
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Thank you.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Still quite hot in the cabin, but that will soon be fixed, hopefully. Just check for any traffic in our vicinity. In case, no, shouldn't be any issues when taking off here. Quick look at the weather so you can see what. Oh, you still have. So as you can see here, all of this here is basically thunder and sea bees. Have a little bit over Mallorca as well. Rain and thunder.
Still connected and bypass being inserted. Release parking brake.
Yeah, so let's just release.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Starting engines 2 and 1 in sequence. Starting 1, I think. There we go. Bye bye, Spain. Adios, amigos. So we spent a full day here in Spain. Now we're ready to move on to Italy. And fuel can come in. Don't see any other traffic here either, so have it all to ourselves. I should perhaps invest in it. They do have quite good Alicante scenery, from what I've heard. So start a cutout, and we might as well starting number 1. And number 2 is pulling back on the EGT. It's good. Oil temperature's alive. There's the oil pressure coming up. And fuel time. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. EGT is climbing back, that's good. So just here we go. And off. That's the PD tubes on. And just wait for him to so it all looks good. Temperature's a little high on number 2. It's just climbing, so that's normal. Yep.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
And we'll set the parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Standby.
Full forward, full back, full left, center, right, center, full right, and left rudder. Checked and okay. Blank that out. So we can go flaps 5. Recall check. And generators on, propane is on, anti-ice off, isolation valve is set to auto. Engine start switch is continuous, recall is checked, auto brake RTO, engine start levers, idle detent, flight controls checked, and ground equipment is clearing. Before taxi check is completed, so we'll just need the taxi amigo to do his job, show us the bypass pin, and we will be on our way.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Gracias, adios. Okay, so we'll just go, I think, over here. It looks fine for us. It'll just nicely, I think, and then we'll go on to the taxiway. There we go, bypass pin. I'll take the weather and you can take the terrain. And we can start rolling. Oh. It's actually a parking lot, so we'll just skip that exit there. Follow the yellow brick road here, and it shall lead us to Italy, hopefully. no one is landing by the looks of it, and yeah, it looks nice and clear, so no worries about traffic. So yeah, I do think, I'm not sure, we can look at I think I opened my pictures about the routing, and I do think actually this might be the longest leg, or if not the longest, then the top 3 of the entire project. So I really couldn't find any good middle ways. Then we would have had to land on Sardinia. It's all well and good, but I really wanted to land in the Italian mainland, so we just take that extra 20-30 minutes and go to Naples, I think. That was what I was thinking. After Naples, after Italy, it's on to the smallest country of the European Union, Malta. Small island in the Mediterranean. And from there it's on to Greece, to Corfu, and on to Cyprus. And then we'll start working our way back north. But for now, Italy is coming up. We can do the checklist before takeoff. Flaps 5, green light. Stabilizer trim is 4.8 units, I believe, and transponder is now set to TARA before takeoff checklist is completed. What we also can do is and headwind. The wind is pretty much just down the runway, not much wind either, so 5 or 6 knots. So it's perfect. We'll do this nicely. Let's just jump on here. That's a Alpha 4. We'll take Alpha 4. That's much of a difference anyway. Clear and
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Cabin is secure, so we are ready to
approaching
rumble.
10. So
we're looking for 100. Actually, the runway doesn't look that long from here. You can see the trees at the end, right?
On runway 10.
We do have about 3,000 meters, so that's about right enough. Right as rain. And we do have yeah, I'm happy with that. Stable. Set takeoff thrust, and let's go. And I forgot the butt kicker again. I remember that every time. I need to put it on the checklist somehow.
80 knots.
Yep. Nice and steady.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
And gear up. And that's goodbye to Spain for us. Heading to Italy, so we're looking at 2.8. At 2.8 we will initiate our left turn.
1,000.
Not yet. That's the coastline, looking nice. 2.2, 2.3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and turn. On to 56. Flaps 1. we go. It's about good enough. And flaps up. Come on, they. And we'll clean her up. It's good enough. And we can clear ourselves to 10 and match the heading. And I did the error again with I need to do the after takeoff checklist before engaging the automation to prevent any overspeeding, but we'll do it anyhow. Engine blades are on, packs are auto, landing gears up and all flaps up, no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. And we can bump you up a bit. So on to 68. Set standard. And we can release the cabin crew. And clear us to cruise. And that pretty much concludes our business. Well, next time we'll be flying is when we're landing, as we look at the beautiful Spanish Mediterranean coast. Really love this terrain. Yeah, okay. $37 set, and is set. Coming up to 10. Steep climb here, so not registering any real wind either, so there's the wind, 6 knots, so there's 10,000. Yeah, pressurization is looking good. And the lights are set as well, so we're good. Do have some traffic out there. Let's just have a look at him. Assad from Ibiza to Malaga, currently at 30,000 feet. Shouldn't be an issue. Looks like he's a bit more to our left. Look at that scenery. That's one of the things that you really can't display either in the video. So on the recording, I think you must think I'm ridiculous for complimenting the scenery, but in VR it just looks absolutely stunning and amazing. Let's just remove this. Naples Cappuccino. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. It's not cappuccino, it's Cappuccino Airport. And let's grab ourselves a layman's map so we can see what's going on. So here's Alicante where we left off, over the sea. We'll leave the coast here, and then we will, you can see the spit out there. It's called, let's see what it's called, just learning something. Chulada. It's not called Capo or Cape or something. Lorenza. So next we're coming over Ibiza. Should be able to see it in a short while. Looking good so far. The only thing, I have this gouge reflections enabled, so the only thing I'm curious about is how this will look. Because we are going to have the sun in our backs for the most of this journey, and the sun has a tendency to shine right through the aircraft and into the gouges, which could be a pain. So I might have to turn it off, but we'll see. So we already passed that other guy. Didn't show up on the TCAS. This enabled, so nice to know you're cruising. So put this here. So yeah, let's just check the weather and do an update. So it looks like the weather and the thunder weather at least have dissipated from the Iberian Islands, from Mallorca, and it looks like it is greatly reduced on Sardinia as well. There are some on mainland Italy, but not in Naples, at least not for now. These oh, Paso de Escobar. It's fleeing from Spain. Senora Escobar is with us as always. And I think I can just, I can make out Ibiza. You can just barely make it out in the fog out there. So, but these cloud formations or this weather is can form very quickly in the Mediterranean, especially in this time of year. Especially in the evening when all the hot air, moist air will start to rise. So we will follow it closely. And in worst case, the way it was looking before, it actually looked like we had to go all the way around Sardinia. That would have been some trek. Let's just look at the clouds. See, even the clouds are gone now. Also from fewer 2500, so no big deal. Let's look at Sardinia. Got okay. And Naples. Scattered at 5,000. No real issues. And Vatsim, oops, is also clear. No ATC around here either. Hope to see them on. I think I saw them online earlier actually. So hopefully they will show up during our trip. Europe is starting to wake up. You can see, as always, the UK, Ireland, and Scandinavia is waking up. We have Bergen and Gothenburg, all of Sweden. The Baltic states are quite active, so I can't wait to go there. Hungary. But yeah, it's looking good. Even Turkey and the Middle East, and I need to go to Lebanon sometime, and Cairo. But that'll be some other time. So here we have, I think it's a tile thing. It's not a ship, it's a tile thing. So there's Ibiza, appearing from the mists. And center tank is spent. So just the 1.1 ton is used. And yeah, let's look at the drawings. They're still here, yeah. So here's my awesome. Oi, here's some lag. I think we'll get some pop-up warning or something. So here we are, guys, back in VR. I don't know what really happened. I think it was non-sim related. Something on my computer just acted out. So I had to disable VR and enable VR again. We're still en route on the flight. And yeah, so we might have one issue though. I'll just check now, but most likely we will not have any more Move VR. Yeah, you see that's an issue with Move VR, because these two windows were in VR, and what happens if a window is active in VR and you disable and enable VR, it will say that the window is still in VR and you cannot open it, so we might actually be without any Move VR for the rest of this flight, which could be a very big problem actually. So I haven't really found a solution to that. Just check something. Nope. Not all things work in Move VR. I don't know how you can window is in VR. Maybe I think that what happens is the windows that just get stuck in the sim and they fly. They're hanging somewhere in the air behind us. I don't know. That's a real shame, because if we get any ATC, we will have a big issue trying to. So let's just read about it here. Yeah, so that doesn't help us. Let's just check to see if the Windows isn't sitting in the cabin somewhere. Oh, they're long gone. Okay, I'm not sure how we will fix this. Just think for a while. Might be some smart solution. Otherwise you'll have to Google that. So here we are nearing our top of climb. The only way you can reset that is really by resetting the entire sim, which of course would require us to abandon the entire flight and restart it. So here we are over Ibiza. Can't really see the airport. It should be straight below us, so pass right over the airport. And we can release the cabin. Should have done that a while ago. So yeah, what do we do about that, guys? Help me out here. Enable, disable. Nope, still in VR. Just try something here. Didn't help. Okay, so I think when I do this, some windows will show up on my computer screen, so I might actually go to the 2D screen just to have a look.
That's to go.
Just to have a quick peek at the computer screen and see what's going on. Maybe there's something I can do from that end to fix this, and I could get my butt kicker going as well, as we are passing over beautiful Ibiza on a sunny Friday evening. Bet you there's a lot of partying going on down there right now. So could I? Yeah, so I'll be right back, guys. I need to sort this out, and I just need to adjust my my goggles. Ah, there we go. So I sorted the problem. I didn't think I would be able to, but I did. So what you simply do in case you have that problem is that, and we even have ATC. He is at 135.25. Let's take advantage of that. So what I did was I used that enable, disable, but you actually have to go out of, just take off your goggles and go to your 2D screen, and then you disable move VR, and then you enable it back on, and the windows will pop back into existence. Easy peasy, right? So quite glad that we found a solution to that. And what we'll do is we will just get our next window here. So here we are, Mallorca. You can see the Palma Bay coming in there. We are, and here it is. Doesn't really look right though. Something is up with that. So what we can do for now is we can use it on this screen. You can just make it a little small. It's a little too violent for me. So there we have the Swift line. He hasn't really pinged us. So should we contact him? We are deep within his area. I'm actually not quite sure. What do you guys think? Should we just ping him and see what's up?
Your control west, Delta 467 inbound Lemka, level 370. Delta 467, your control west, very good evening. Please set squawk 0605.
We will just
0605, Delta 467, thanks.
Delta control, hello, Iberia 156 Tango, inbound Alpha Golf November. F level 60.
Video 150 Tango, you control west.
Down here you have Magaluf and the mountains of Mallorca. Palma down here with the airport. Over here we have Calador it's called. Went boating there not too long ago. Went out to this island here in a boat. Quite nice diving there. Also along the coast of the rocks there, the mountains.
The 467 radar identified, proceed direct November Tango Sierra. Yeah, direct non Delta 467, thank you. Lufthansa 6 uniform.
It's very busy. Can't really get an opening here.
Station calling, say again? Lufthansa 6 uniform, can I request a radio check, please? Lufthansa 6 uniform, readability 5. Military readability 5, Lufthansa 6 uniform.
Eurocontrol, very good evening, Scandinavian 511 at flight level 370, inbound Turku.
Sunny 511, Eurocontrol West, leaving, squawk 0610.
0610 in the box for Scandinavian 511. I don't care. There we go. 06 0. There we go. So maybe that's all the ATC we'll get from him, but it's better than nothing. So there's Palma Bay. Down there you have The airport.
Scandinavian 511, radar identified.
Your control to next correction, Ryanair 7 Echo Romeo 370 inbound, Archer.
Ryanair 7 Echo Romeo, your control west, evening, radar contact, report.
We have
Okay.
so what should we do first, guys? Should we do the setup and then we can do some learning about don't even know if I dare open these pictures again.
So 1905, good afternoon, radar contact.
No problem now. So here you have my awesome paint skills. As you can see, Spain is now rated out, and soon enough Italy will join it. We have been to Germany, Netherlands, the United Kingdom, which includes all of the members of the United Kingdom, and Ireland, France, Spain, Portugal, and next up is Italy. After that we'll go to Malta, down here, Greece, Cyprus, Bulgaria, Romania, Croatia, Hungary, Slovenia, Slovakia, Austria, Czech Republic, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and end up in Brussels. And yeah, so I don't even want to count it, a lot of countries to go, right? And our route, roughly, might do some alterations, but here we are on one of the longest legs, as you can see. We did one yesterday from Nice to Lisbon, which I think is equally as long, maybe even a little bit longer. Then we'll have 2 short legs, and then one a bit longer to Cyprus, and a long one after that again, and then it'll start to really intensify here, and some decent ones here, and then intensify a little bit here. These are around 1 hour legs, more or less. And yeah, so that's what's up for us. So I think we could start with the setting up, as we are sitting here over wonderful Mallorca.
ED1921, Eurocontrol West, good evening.
So
Radar identified.
Have the landing
Information.
altitude set.
There's a Airbus A320 opposite direction, flight level 380.
A little bit of terrain from Mallorca now. Beautiful evening here.
Video 150 Tango, traffic information, EasyJet Airbus A320 opposite direction, flight level 370.
So we have
Okay, thank you. Traffic.
Papa November Zulu 1 Charlie arrival, and I have completely neglected .158 set, and we can also hop it down to 10. And let's tune Pomigliano 117.85. So quite a buggy start to our flight here with the system hanging itself up, but mind you, we have been flying for just put together all the hours we have been flying for now for over 24 hours, and we have had 2 issues. We have had the one with the yoke, which really has nothing to do with the sim, and then now we had that freeze up and we fixed that. So that's not a stable stable sim. I don't know what it is. A stable sim is. So Papa November Zulu, we can tune that as well, 114.6. Boom. And that's Panza. That's what that stands for. It's Ischia. Ischia to Palm. I'm not going to pronounce that, okay? So from now on it's just Palm. So we'll go to Palm, and then basically we'll turn on a dime in here before we get into this terrain and turn back and land. Unless we get ATC, who will give us other vectors. We never know. Should have waited a little while, right, with going online. So we will, but you never know with ATC, so you can't really sit and wait.
Once again, traffic information, Boeing 738 from Ryanair, opposite direction, flight level 380.
We'll call that also.
Yeah, we really don't have any, but it's really congested up here. So yeah, so that's the arrival chart as we are leaving Mallorca, and there's Menorca coming into view. Before you know it, we are out of time, right? So we better just press on. So we're going to do the Zulu for ILS 24. It's this one. And we need to tune 109.5. .5 is tuned on both. Nice to have done. 236. I had one ask me the other night about the SIBA mod. I don't update the SIBA mod during this flight. And to be honest, I can't really remember what it is. Release candidate we are on, but I can't remember it now. It's been a while. So for sake of keeping stability and keeping everything the same, I am not updating the SIBA mod during this project. 236.
Ryanair 6 Quebec Lima, descend flight level 380 and report current max speed.
Descend level 380 and 0.82.
82?
Ryanair 6 Quebec Lima, reduce max decimal 79er or less.
Not decimal 79er or less, Ryanair 6 Quebec Lima.
So I don't know what happened there. We went a bit off course. Just need to monitor this. So we lost a bit of speed.
Good afternoon.
Maybe have to do a replay to see what really happened.
210340 and approaching Bounty.
Neptune 67 Papa, Eurocontrol West, good evening, squawk 0.
Just need to monitor this here.
061367 Papa.
So it's really working hard to get us back up to Mach 77. Did we lose an engine or something? Why is he banked? So I'll just reduce the speed for now. See what he has to say about that. So you see he's banking. There's no real wind, and so something might be up. So we're just swimming in happiness and joy here. So we might have an either we have an aileron issue. We keep losing speed.
Your control is using with your Royal Air Miles 772, ready check.
Let's just take it down here.
Royal Air Miles 776 Zulu, Eurocontrol West, good evening, radar contact.
Your control is using with your 772, flight level 380, inbound Sierra India Echo.
Royal Airmalog 776 Zulu, radar
Sorry guys, I'm a
identified.
bit quiet. I just need to monitor this issue here.
Roger that, Royal Airmalog 776.
Have no master cautions, and engines looks to be producing thrust. But it's really struggling to keep its speed.
And your control speed were 2673.
Speed 2673 seconds.
So something
Or
is
go ahead actually.
definitely up. So
we're about 20 from the top.
what we might need to do is, in the worst case, we'll have to divert either to Menorca.
Ready descent, flight level 250, report reaching.
Okay, when ready down the flight level 250, we'll report reaching 250.
So we might have lost some steering. So let me just get seated correctly and gently check the rudder. The rudder looks aligned. There's a little bit of rudder input here. And it should put us back. That's really odd, guys. So do we have an issue with the flaps? So now he's keeping us centered.
Euro control continuing cost 00 flight 380.
But he really has to work to keep our speed up. I'll do some.
Good evening, radar identified.
What I'll need to do is just.
And your control west, Neptune 67 Papa, now flight level 340.
Copy that. Neptune 67 Papa, if you wish, proceed direct so fast.
Roger, direct, so many thanks, 67 Papa.
Here's the wing.
63 Charlie Golf, Fury. Liner 63 Charlie Golf, descent flight level 250, report reaching. 250 report reaching,
Looking at the wind, I can't really see any damage. Looks okay to me. So just shut this door here and get seated correctly. So we are definitely in some sort of issue here. Let's try manual flight. So we have a tendency to
LM195, You're outside of airspace, sorry about that. Monitor Unicom 122.8, see ya.
No problem, switching Unicom 122.8. Thanks for your service and have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
Okay, so we will fasten and secure the passengers. Should have done that before.
Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye-bye. Hello, FedEx, one Charlie here with you, follow 330,
So what we can do is
FedEx 1 Charlie, your control west to the evening, radar identified. Right, there identified, thanks, FedEx 1 Charlie. Netting 67 Papa, you're leaving my airspace, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
122.67 Papa, see ya.
So we're really running out of options here, I think. And we're really burning through the fuel as well.
8227 my count, requesting 20 minutes after call.
So I'll do something that I usually don't do.
FedEx 1 Charlie, report back.
Go back, Charlie.
EC13 Mike Charlie, monitor Unicom. EC13 Mike Charlie, Unicom 128, bye bye.
Unicom 128, EC13 Mike Charlie, cheers, bye bye.
Sorry about that. Speedbird 2673, we're almost down to 250.
Yeah, no worries. Speedbird 2673, monitor Unicom 122.8, have an 8 landing, see ya.
Heading over to your cockpit, I hope you appreciate it.
So let's get some lights on here. I'm not
Control, very good evening on a 4 Hotel Delta, flight of 360, let's go back east.
So guys, we can do one of two things, okay?
Ryanair 4 Hotel Delta, you
We can try to fix all failures. It's an option in the menu and proceed as planned, or we can divert. Either to, I would prefer to divert to Menorca or Mallorca, not Olbia. So it's not much, but it is there. Biggest issue is the speed, that it's something that is really dragging us down. And I have no idea what it could be. No, just making sure. You never know.
Your control evening EC 8483
So we aren't horribly off trim either.
Squawk 0615.
Could also pull out the quick reference handbook.
Ryanair 63 Charlie Golf, reaching passenger. Ryanair 63 Charlie Golf, continue descent on Unicom 1 wait, bye-bye. FedEx 1 Charlie back up.
Yeah, so it can't go in marked anymore.
Ryanair 63 Charlie Golf. FedEx 1 Charlie, copy that. When ready, descent flight level 250. 250, FedEx 1 Charlie. Ryanair 6 Quebec Lima, proceed direct Ramop. That's Romeo Alpha Mike, Oscar Bravo.
That should sort us out. Sorry guys, but I don't want to mess this up, this long leg. It's real hard to find days where I'm able to fly such a long leg, so we just fixed a failure. It's actually a pretty serious failure, so it shouldn't occur that frequently. I've had it once before, shouldn't be occurring that frequently. But it looks like it has sorted itself now.
Hello, EC32 Victor, go back with you, flight level 310, direct red.
Speed is coming out.
32 Victor, Quebec, Euro Control West, UV, thank, radar contact.
There we go with the speed. So while the speed is climbing up, we'll just scoot ahead. We will do 540.
EZ89 Golf Zulu, we're back.
Get the VR mouse out.
EZ89 Golf Zulu, welcome back. Report when ready for descent.
Roger, we're ready.
There we go. And away with you, and let's just check the latest weather. Still no ATC there.
Ryanair 6, close the door, definitely we cut. It's fine.
There are some clouds brewing here, so...
Ryanair 6 Quebec Lima. Next time you leave, please let me know. I've been calling you like 6 times and the supervisor was just gonna phrase. Proceed direct Ramop, Romeo Alpha Mike, Oscar Bravo.
Either I'm up Ryanair 6 Quebec.
Should have Sardinia showing up not too long from now.
740, Euro Control West, hello, squawk 0617.
Looks pretty clear to me. Yeah, so I don't know guys, maybe you're going to fry me in the comments for fixing that failure, because what's the reason we're flying with failures enabled? Because of the latest issues we've been having, I really wanted to have one good flight without any issues, so
flight level 250.
Since this is a long flight and stuff like that, and on VATSIM I thought we would rather fix it. If we have an engine failure, stuff like that, I will deal with it, but a failure like this, nope.
EC89 Golf Zulu, descent flight level 250, report reach.
So here we go, something happening again.
250 report, runway there. 89 Golf Zulu.
So it just sped up just to so we could catch up on some of the lost time. Where were we? Airport. Oh, I'm all over the place. So I'm really having a good couple of days, aren't I? At least it's action-packed, right? So there's runway 24. Basically very simple. We need to get to apron 1. All the way down to Bravo Charlie. So we'll just set aspect to...
Climb flight level 380. Level 380 and 4 Delta, thank you. FedEx 1 Charlie, continue descent, flight level 230.
Continue descent, flight level 230, FedEx 1 Charlie.
Zero control, Delta 47 request. Delta 467, go ahead. So requesting an even level 380 Delta 467.
See if we can find some parking stands. Here we go.
Delta 467.
So we need to go here. Maybe we'll take 15 since we came from 15.
Climbing level
Nice.
380 Delta 467, take it. FedEx 1 Charlie, contact Swiss control, I think that's the call sign. On frequency 134.32, bye-bye.
Oh, fucking Swiss radar now. 134.46.
So all of Western Europe is on, so you could fly from Amsterdam all the way to Madeira if you wanted. Eurocontrol West do have a big area, so doesn't look like anything is happening in Italy. And we have 250 to top of the sensor.
35 Romeo, Eurocontrol West, good evening. Radar identified. Report 140
Just get our thing fixed in, so we have some situational awareness. Going to come in very handy because we do have some terrain and it's very easy to get yourself too low over that terrain. And now even I haven't really flown into Naples in darkness. Have been there a few times before, but in daylight. And it can be quite overwhelming and tricky, and even more than you expect, because this terrain really sticks out and comes at you quite fast. So you basically have to go over this ridge here, and that's where you have the risk of getting too close. About DME 40 here, you have terrain at 3,440 feet. So just want to update the forecast before we anything else.
Airport 1938 Lima, descend flight level 2, correction, level 180. That's level 180 for 1938 Lima.
So
and airport 1938 Lima, contact Swiss radar 134.32. Bye bye.
and 264.5.
Ryanair 6 Quebec Lima, descent flight level 330.
Can't really see anything yet. And 144.5.
European Charlie, ETA480. You'll run flight step away from the flight deck for about 15 minutes, sir.
8480, report 1 back.
So that's set. And we are at 37. So it looks alright with the descent profile here. So let's check the altitudes on. So at the Rotom, let's just go back to our charts here.
Eurocontrol West, good evening, easy. Old Yankee passing flight level 270, inbound Mike Echo.
Ischia 13,000, that's here.
Yankee, Eurocontrol West, would they squawk 0620.
At Palm at 6,000.
060, easy for Papa Yankee.
Easy 8912, 5 when going down to 250.
Easy 89er Golf Zulu, you're now leaving my airspace, monitor Unicom 128, see ya.
Okay, thank you very much. Easy 8912.
Easy 3 go back, and we just request to leave the cockpit for 10 minutes. 232 Victor, Quebec, report back.
So here it will want us to do
We'll
this short turn here at max speed of 140 knots and 50 degrees.
Use 3 Papa Yankee, walking 060. Use 3 Papa Yankee, right identified. Right 96, Quebec, Lima, contact Brussels 131.1. Bye bye.
So still can't see Sardinia. It should show up quite soon. Okay, so we need to do the 43 degrees from Palm. So we'll leave the runway heading there and we'll pop in. Off Palm, and that's tuned, correct? Max 210.
Fly level 350.
Bit flag here.
Well,
That's Sardinia loading in.
Your control west, good evening. Radar contact. Maintain flight level 350. Contact 350, thank you. Local cargo 01.
Actually, we'll do even slower than that.
With you, flight level 380. Direct column.
6008 at Palm.
6561, your control west, good evening. Radar contact. I need you at an odd flight level. Would you prefer level 370 or 390?
The 370 will be great for us. Not 6561.
Beautiful evening with the blue clouds.
6561 descent level 370.
That's 7,000.
Distance flight level 370, not 6561.
We'll pop in 7,000 as well. It's a hard limit. And distance 15 from Palm, we start our descent and turn. That's at Bento, but we don't have Bento in here from the looks of it. So we need to get Bento in there. So let's just do a planning here and zoom in a bit on this here. Go back. That's Palm. That's Charlie Foxtrot 24 at 49.
Airfloat 590. Oh, he's on 6 PG.
So Bento we should be at also at 7,000. So what we'll do is take Bento and at Bento we should be at 7,180.
Ryanair 35 Romeo, descent flight level 250.
So that puts us a bit further out. I bet you it had planned us here, turning right on this slope here instead of in this valley here. So we'll do the turning where we have some more space we needed. So there's Sardinia in the evening. So Bento will be a
Easy 1921.
1921, descent, flight level 250, report reaching.
Yeah. Zero report reaching easy, 119.
249 and below. So that's 14 out.
European control, EC32, Victor, Quebec is...
So I want to make that a hard altitude, sorry.
DP 246, zero control west, good evening, radar identified. Euro control, good evening, 246.
4009. Can't make any mistakes here.
DP 246 identified.
And then we have
Ryanair 35 Romeo,
10 mile,
radar frequency
277 set, yep. So that's the last step. So coming from Bento, we'll go down here to 16.
Your control, hello, EZ32 Victor, back to Cockpit.
Where we need to level off at 5,900 from Bento.
Z32 Victor, perfect, copy that thing.
Looks like we have left their control as well. We'll leave him tuned for now. He hasn't handed us over or anything. We are over Sardinia, and nighttime is really coming now.
Swiss radar 134.32.
So what we can do from see is go and we will go, that was 14, right? So we need to go to
Euro control west, good evening, beeline photo Twitter
so?
with you at heading 185. Beeline for Golf Victor, Euro control west, hello, radar identified. Can you please confirm which waypoint you're going? We were
5009.
Heading to 185 around Rose, so I don't actually have a waypoint now.
Oops.
Proceed direct Morok, Mike Oscar Romeo Oscar Kilo. Direct Morok, beeline for Golf Victor.
So let's just go back and review this. Ischia, then all the way to Palm, from Palm to Bento, and from Bento 7,000 it's on to 16, 5.9, then it's on to 14 at 4.9, and 10 at 3.77, and then it's approach time. So we will say that we're happy with that. Once we get out from Palm, we will disengage LNAV, and we will do some heading select to do some very sharp turning there. We're turning on the dime, so we'll be heading, actually we'll do that over Palm. We will be turning to heading 043, and once we are at Napoli which we will need to tune. Once we head to Napoli, at a distance here, Napoli 1095. Once we get to Napoli 15, sorry 19, we could use palm as well, right? Actually, palm 15. Then we'll do the turn to Bento. Yeah. So this is the chart really we need to be really focused on, guys, on this approach. Down there we have the Alicante Airport, very nice approach, so I do advise you if you are flying, then give that place a visit. Really, if you come in over the mountains here, you really have to be awake and look at your maps and really do it right, because you have a lot of tricky terrain, especially if you do it at night. I've done this several times at night, quite tricky, quite fun as well. So we'll...
Romano 770 Charlie, Euro Control West, put E-Frank, radar contact.
So I haven't heard a handover, maybe there was one, but I haven't heard one.
1921, reaching 25.
1921,
continue.
Core no 122.8, bye bye.
128, 191.
235, so that's a 1 degree discrepancy. And we'll have to account for that there is a discrepancy in the charge of 1 degree.
Hello, EG92 November.
So we need to do something like that. That should be correct. So that's where we'll go heading select at palm. Then we'll go out to 15 palm, and then we'll do our turn.
Calling at flight level 3,
right turn.
0 second, call sign only.
So yeah.
92 November Romeo, we just inbound.
And we do have one.
Yeah, gotcha. EG 982 November Romeo, right at 5.
So I will go to Unicom now. We are well outside his area, so he can cook me if he wants, but we need to learn something about Italy, and soon. So, geography time. Italy, a European country with a long Mediterranean coastline, has left a powerful mark on Western culture and cuisine. Its capital, Rome, is home to the Vatican as well as landmark art and ancient ruins. Other major cities include Florence, with Renaissance masterpieces such as Michelangelo's David and Brunelleschi's Duomo, Venice, the city of the canals, and Milan, Italy's fashion capital. The current president, I don't really think it's correct, because it's trending. They change the president all the time. Capital is Rome, and in 2017 they had 61 million. They must have that now, right? Fun facts of Italy, 62 now in 2019. Capital is Rome, we know that, with 2.9 million inhabitants. The name is Repubblica Italiana, the Italian Republic, or simply Italia. Nickname Bel Paese, which means beautiful country. It's a democracy. The languages are Italian, but there are some other languages spoken there. More than 98% can read and write. The religion is mainly Christians. Currency is euro. And history, the country has had a long history, as Rome was founded 753 BC. After the Roman Empire broke down 395 AD, there were many separate kingdoms and city-states. Italy became one nation only in 1861, and since then the country also includes the islands of Sicily and Sardinia. The Kingdom of Italy lasted from 1861 to 1946. During the Second World War, Italy's Prime Minister Benito Mussolini sided with Nazi Germany. The Italian Republic was formed in 1946. Italy's founding member is a founding member of the European Union, EU, and the NATO. National Day is 2nd of June, and here's the flag colors. And Italy is known for pizzas, pasta, everything with P, and pizza, tower that's leaning. And it's just a beautiful country, very nice people, very passionate people. And if you haven't gone, I strongly recommend that you go soon. What are you waiting for? Buy the ticket now, go. It's a really, really awesome country. It has a lot to offer for everyone. So yeah, we are over the ocean now, I reckon. And we actually have a little bit of weather coming in there. So let's just zoom that down. Yeah, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that, that's for sure. And let's listen to the national anthem of Italy, our target destination today. There you have it, let's pause it there. Il canto degli italiani, the song of the Italians it's called. How beautiful is that? Let's just update the weather, see what's going on. Variable 2 knots. Doesn't look too bad actually. Let's just here up. So no messages. We haven't been pinged or anything. And yeah, so we really need to be working on this chart. And obviously not over Mallorca anymore. So we are over the ocean on our way to the Italian continent, leaving Sicily or Sardinia behind us. Sardinia, have I been saying? I don't now forget. Have I been saying Sicily all along? It's not Sicily. It's Sardinia. Costa Smeralda. So there's some boats down on the water. So we have our minimum set, and we will have a look at our minimum 143. Weight of 60.9. So it expects us to be at 5.6. It's 59, 60.1. Right, so 5 point. Just make absolutely sure we don't make a poo-poo here. So it expects us to touch down with 5.6. And if we add that, that's 59.5. That's 60.1. So we can insert 60.1 here. Actually, we will just leave a little bit for taxiing and stuff. And here we have it. There's some full machinery, we're not going there, so I really need to have a look at my libraries. But I have found that a lot of these sceneries have some issues in there. It's actually the code in the scenery or the airport, and the libraries are just fine and where they should be, so not much you can do about that. I bet you have a lot of those as well if you're using X-Plane 11. Luckily you can just ignore them. So 75 miles more or less to our top of descent. We are as ready as we can be, really. We will do anything it takes to stay on profile. We will not do anything smart ass like vertical speeding and winging our way down. We will use VNav, monitor it like we have never monitored anything before in our life, and make sure that we are on profile. We should be on speed when we arrive at Palm, and we shall be like a slave on that chart. Because of that terrain, it can really get close to you, and we do not want to end our journey crashing into Mount Vesuv. That would be horrible. That would be an Italian tragedy. over the ocean, not much to see. Passengers are still sick after us waving around with that tech issue early on. So if I was smart now, I'd go to the flattest, easiest airport I could find, park the aircraft and leave it there for the rest of the weekend. Given that we had 2 big issues on this flight already, flying in the dark into a mountainous airport like Naples on that approach, it doesn't seem like a smart move, does it? What could possibly go wrong? But nonetheless, we are going to try in darkness, nonetheless. So there's some weather coming. It looks like it's well east of us. So for now, it's not an issue. And we can get back on. Can have a look at this here for now. So Rome is somewhere over here. We have set our. Let me just check my phone. Make sure nobody's trying to get a hold of me. There we go. Messages, but nothing important. Maybe it's time to catch up on some drinking. Important to stay hydrated, ain't it? And let's monitor the that's it. Nothing online. Here we are. So one picture I could show you. Reason I found out. If you're, I don't know, you might be watching this in a year from the date of recording, so this will be quite uninteresting for you. But maybe then for 2020 or whenever you're watching, this is a yearly event that they hold on VATSIM. I'll just catch a drink and then I'll continue speaking. Thirsty. So every year around November they have this awesome event called World Flight. Basically it is what it says, it's a flight around the world all on VATSIM. It starts in Sydney this year, November 2nd, and the route varies every year. So this year they will be going across the Pacific, lots of jumps, and not longer than you could do it in aircraft like this. But basically everybody is welcome. You can do it however you like. So across the Pacific, so all of these islands here, New Zealand, and then to Hawaii, landfall in Portland, and then across the US, then all across South America really. Across to Africa, just scooting. This year we're not going too much into Africa. Then of course Bilbao, Manchester, Krakow, Turin, and all the way back. And it's an awesome event. It takes a week, so finish November 9th. So what people do, my voice ain't really good then. So what people do is that they usually team up, because it does have a fee. So I can't remember now what's the price is. It's not too bad. So people team up, maybe 2 or 3 people, and if they're close friends that live nearby, you go into use one of your sims, and then you have a sleepover, or you switch, you make a schedule, and you fly, because it's continuous flying, day and night, 24 hours a day, all week, to make that journey. So you really need to be in a team. Doing it alone, you can do it, but you'll be horribly late, because you need to sleep at some point. But it's an awesome event, and if you have some good friends, then fly with them. You know what, you don't even have to be living close by. If you have simming friends, even from across the pond, and you have a good friendship with those and connection with those, then you can book a call sign and an aircraft, and then you fly. You take turns flying the different legs and complete it together. So yeah, definitely look into that. If that's a big bit of a mouthful, they also have the across the pond. It takes time, a couple of times a year, eastbound and westbound, switches sides. You can do that also on VATSIM, really cool events, so just thought I would give them a shout out. So here we are, top of descent is getting closer. What we can do is we can clear ourselves. Doesn't look like we have any ATC. To be honest, I'm not sure I would like that right now, with all of the luck we've been having. Wouldn't want to look like a complete idiot online. In the video and on ATC, mind you. So we'll pop it down to 15. There we go. Still no weather to be seen, so that's at least that is looking promising. So we have our altitude from Palm until 15 Palm, then we turn right onto runway heading, try to get stabilized, and we'll keep busy maintaining the speed and keeping the FMC up to date so that we can gauge our approach at the end. Have a nice stable approach, that would be nice. So yeah, doesn't even look like we have much traffic in Naples. Yeah, we are that's us in one departure, and that's probably this guy here. Nope. Actually, no. So I do think this map here is my favorite. What I would like is when I click here, I would like to be able in VR to then click here. Nothing happens, but to be able to click here and then get the info window to show up. I'm sure there's a trick to it, but what I've found mostly is that you need to find the letters which says Euro Control West and then click on those, and I do believe that they are somewhere silly, often buried in other. So there it is. Even then it doesn't. Euro Control West. Because usually they do have some info that's quite good to read there. A Swiss control. Yeah, so would be nice to be able to have the pop-ups. Basically we have all of Yerevan now, only missing Italy. They could show up, so we need to be really on our marks. But if they show up, I really would like them to show up soon, because we will be on our toes and busy flying this here approach. So not long now, we should be seeing some islands pretty soon. Coming up on further down, you have the beautiful Amalfi Coast. So it's here. Yeah, so top of climb. Sorry, top of descent. And we can yeah, keep our passengers seated. And we do have our auto brake set. We'll disregard that for now. And now we will switch over. Naples have tuned. And Palm is tuned 117.85. And I am seated as I would like to be seated, so that's good. So we could just turn this down for now. We'll zoom her in case we get ATC. At least it's easier to flick the frequencies. Actually, I'll put her even further back here, just to not obscure my views. We do have a bit of cloud, nothing serious though. On profile, coming down nicely. So that issue early on bugged me. We did most likely have some sort of hydraulic issue, maybe. Not quite sure. Maybe we could have worked our way around it with using the quick reference handbook, but you know, just wanted this peaceful flight. Really dream of that, where everything just runs smoothly. You know those, bet you know those days. So that's why, and also because it's not often I actually have this much time to do a long leg, so I really didn't want to crash anything. So there we go. Gonna even do like this.
We appreciate you being with us today. Wish you a very safe and pleasant journey to Naples. Hope to see you back here with us. Thank you.
Thus far the weather looks clear, or the weather radar at least. So I'm contemplating if I should bring the terrain radar into good use here, but we'll leave it as is for now. On speed, on profile, looking really good. VNav's doing a superb job. So we have been flying for 1 hour and 30 minutes now. Do see some lights in there, so in the distance. Don't know, I can't make out if it's land or if it's boats. I do think it's land. So we could do a missed approach, so transition at 8,000. And climb runway heading 6,000 feet, and at 750, not before, or not before distance 1.3 to Naples, make a left turn. Yeah, so we need to go back. Yeah, we need to avoid this here mountain, so basically go out between Vesuve and this here. So we'll set 6,000 and 750, then turn, but not before 1.8 miles from Naples. Sorry, 1.3 or 3.1 from Palm. There's Palm alive, so that's good to see. Zoom in a bit. It's 20,000, so we can go down to 7. Thus far, that's good. We're stable. Yeah, that's land. There's Naples in there. You can just about make it out between the clouds there. Beautiful evening. Let's see if we can get the latest ages.
Lima, India, Romeo, Mike, airport information.
Oh, wrong airport. There's Italy. For you, ladies and gentlemen, let's try to get it down nice and safely so we can stay here for a day or two and take off in daylight and enjoy what Italy has to offer us. Good food, good weather, nice people, warm, crystal clear blue waters and what have you not. Okay, does look like a Picasso here, but I assure you it's quite safe. I'm kidding myself. So and we can get the cabin crew seated nice and early. On towards Palm. So soon enough we will be yeah, we have a bit of speed here. We'll just pop this out here for now. So what I'll do now is I will prepare for a heading select at Palm. That's correct. Correct. Okay, and we have landing altitude set. And the auto brake is 2. And there's the airport. So we're going into the darkness. The darkness is not nice, I assure you, that's terrain. It's Vesuvius somewhere over there. We should be able to see it on the terrain radar. And we do have mountains here and there. So there we are coming in. So in this area we do not go below 5,600-ish. Really need to be extremely careful. We're gonna just do the checklist. Pressure stays, landing altitude set, recall check, auto brake 2, landing, reverify 142, and minimums are set 140, and approach briefing completed. These checklist completed. And no ATC. Rome is on. So had we gone to Rome we would have had ATC. I do know Rome is quite active, but I rarely see Naples actually. but they do occasionally have Italian control on, and they do provide you with what you need on the way down. So there's a cloud there over the airport, that's why we can't see it. So we do have terrain in here, we really have to be careful. So Palm, 12 to go. I will just clear us all the way down, so we don't have to work with that. We'll imagine that our first officer is taking care of this. So we're above a cloud here. TAT is good, so no need to worry about that. And there's the runway just below us. That infamous Naples or infamous X-plane night lighting popping into, so we can actually even see our stand down there, stand 15, that's where we need to go. So we'll go basically straight over here, then we'll turn out and then around. So we really need to be on our distance here. Seven to go. On profile, on speed, a little bit fast, we can take care of that. It's not too badly overspeeding, but we really need to slow her down. Not having issues with that, so set standard.
Kilo, Quebec, Lima, Quebec, airport information, Sierra 1834, Zulu, weather, wind, calm, visibility 10,000, sky condition, few clouds at 5,000.
Still getting in the wrong airport for some reason. So 5 to go. Need to slow down now. Four. Three. And coming up. 2. One and a half. It's really slow when you're looking at it like this. And heading select, start the turn. Slight left turn to 042. Very light, so we will be landing with a light tailwind. But nothing that we can't handle. So now we are looking at 15. And at 15 we will turn towards Bento. So we are at heading select, and we will keep Bento, for Bento is tuned. So what we can do is like this, then insert it again, and it will give us this moving line instead of being locked. Cabin crew, please be seated for landing, and we can just do this nice and early. Logo can come on. Can come on as well. No need to crossfeed. That was part of what when we were messing about with that imbalance or rudder aileron hydraulic issue that we had early on. I really need you to come down so we can have a good look at that terrain. Actually, I will take terrain.
Lima, India, Romeo, November, airport information. Tango 1834. Zulu, weather, wind, calm, visibility 10,000. Sky condition, few clouds at 5,200. Temperature 27, 2.20. QNH 1017. Advise on.
QNH is correct, so we will be turning right to 235 very shortly. To go. Have terrain at 4,000 below. 4,008. Whereas down here, that's the dark spot you see, that's terrain. We need to wait to palm 15 and then it will turn us over to bend, so should be doing a nice like so. We do need to be patient. Do flaps 1 just to so 13. It's 185. Need to be really patient here. Instrument flying for you. 14. And we're on speed, a little bit below profile. Don't know why that is actually. And 14.8, 14.9, and we can start. Right turn onto Bento. Sorry, runway heading actually. So if that means we skip Bento, then we skip Bento. And what we can do is once we are correct heading, we can re-engage LNAV. There's LNAV, and hopefully he should be leading us just fine now. In some clouds now, TAT 18. Those are light ones. Big deal. We have a localizer capture, but no DME as of yet. Down to 5.9. A little bit of speed brake. Can even pull out flaps 5. That should really help us with the speed, so we are over terrain now. No reaction from radio altimeter, so we are quite where we should be. We are distance 16 to Naples. Yeah, so there we should be at 4.9. We are at 5.9 actually. Coming down to 4.9. So the speed brake.
2,500.
So there's the terrain below us. Naples 14. 4009, looking good. Swaying a little bit, trying to correct. And we can wait a bit with the flap here. Coming up on 10. And at 10 we start the glide down.
$2,500.
So if you do this here wrong, you can really get lost in those mountains, especially at night or in bad weather. And they are easily to underestimate. So what we can do now on the approach, take gear down, flaps 15 nice and early. Runways inside, 2 reds, 2 whites, on profile, on speed. Clear to land, lights on, start switch continuous, speed brake is armed, flaps 15, holding landing flaps, gear down 3 greens, cabin is secure, clear to land, runway 24. Can't really make it out, we'll do without it this time. And at 1 hour and 50 minutes, more or less. Actually, so this leg here was a bit faster than the one we had to Lisbon from Nice, but only just, and we did have that go around and tech issues in Lisbon, so. Clear terrain, there's Mount Vesuv. Can't see it, we'll see it when we take off in daytime, but you can see it very clearly here, sticking out. Now hopefully my yoke will work once I disconnect. After Lisbon you're quite curious, still no ATC. So let's just shut you down. No wind, looking good. Let's get flaps 30 out. Speed down. Go. So I will disconnect her shortly. Let's give it a little bit more. Beautiful evening. So that's the whites. This is where we have a tendency to get a bit low. So we'll
1,000. 1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Approaching 2-4.
Wish me luck, guys. Thus far, that's good, right? Bit low, correcting. Just looking outside, letting the Pavis guide me. Just glancing down at the speed now and then.
Approaching minimums.
Bit low again. Bit of lag.
400.
Very good.
Minimums.
Landing. Nice and easy.
200.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
I'm fine.
Flight
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And reverses. Cancel reverses, just let her roll. Going all the way down here, so we're at 60.59. We can take this here, manual braking, and auto brake disconnect. And welcome to Naples in Italy, ladies and gentlemen. We made it despite our tech issues, and maybe actually we could have gone a little bit further, but this is okay. We'll get to see the airport. So yeah, we had despite the issues we had in the beginning. So let me just get oriented here. So where the heck are we? Yeah, so we need to go over there, right? So just give her a little bit to roll on. It's off. Yeah, so basically we had those issues in the start, first with what am I doing? It's this one. First with the PC acting up, and then afterwards we had, I think it was a failure actually, so we should have, in the policy of flying with failures enabled, we should actually have dealt with it, and most likely we should have contacted ATC. First of all, we should have done our quick reference handbook, which I do have, and we should have contacted ATC. A bit off road driving here. 14, let's go for 15. Should have taxied over there. So no bridges here? No, guess not. Well, no worry, we have a ground handling plugin that will take care of that, so no worries. We'll take 15. So we should have dealt with it, and then we should have most likely contacted ATC, asked for some vectors and a diversion to Menorca, turned around and tried to land it, which would have been a challenge with because it didn't. It has gate guidance, that's good. This gives us a chance of a good parking. A little bit more. And there we go. Set parking brake, and we can just set the chocks and connect the GPU. Get some lights on and kill the engines. 1 is dead, 2 is dead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Italy, Naples, and thank you for flying with me today. Another eventful flight. Where we had our fair share of issues, which, to be honest, having that sort of issue, I think it's a SIBO thing. The SIBO isn't working actively on failures. On failures, but they do have a tendency to pop up in SIBO, and SIBO has mentioned that. So, but it tends to be the same sort of failures. So we had this issue that I will look into later on to figure out what it was, and you probably saw it because it usually stands out when you fix the failures, but I actually didn't notice it. But still, we had those failures, and we dealt with them by clicking a button. Easy way, right? But I really wanted to get on with this here flight since it's a long leg, and really wanted to finish up with that. So we took the easy fix this time. but I promise you it will not become a habit. We will deal with failures the proper way some other time. So we don't need catering today. We'll need it when we take our next flight, which will not be this evening. That much I can assure you. So you can drive up, we can shut you down, and we can open the doors. Open, 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 open. And we can just run over here. You are on standby, and up, up, and back, and down, and off. We did use 5 tons more or less, even though we had those issues. And PDOs can come off. So yeah, let's terminate the flight leg, and 1 hour and 50 minutes, more or less, 2 hours. Let's go out, have a look at the parking. As the bus is coming to pick up our passengers for this evening's flight. It's a good looking scenery actually. That ain't half bad. Not spot on, but we're in the yellow. We're happy with that. Yeah, I think we should be at least. Let's get a bit further away from here. So here we are, parked at stand 15 in beautiful Naples, Italy, on our, was it the 12th flight leg of this European tour journey in VR. As always, I fly only in VR, and now we must look at the landing rate, of course. Still no ATC, so we didn't miss anything really. Maybe we should have gone to Rome, but I really wanted to go to Naples, so that's what we did. Here we go. And 183, look at that. So that's quite nice. Good landing, I'm happy with the landing. Did they give us the glide slope warning? We really weren't that off the glide slope, so bit of a thing. Complete the flight. Here we go. Frequent flyer achievement. Achievement, yeah. So there we go. Across the Mediterranean, the western part is at least. Over Ibiza, there we had the first issue. Then over Menorca we had the second issue. So we had our hands full in this part of the flight. But yeah, looks very good. So I really enjoyed this flight from after Menorca and onwards. Really was a pleasant evening flying. Nice to have some, at least some ATC controlling us. Only talked to him like once, but still. So yeah, once again I would like to thank you for flying with me this evening, and do not forget to subscribe and to like and even share the videos. It really helps me grow the channel and spread the good words of flight simming. If you have any requests or positive comments, you are welcome to leave them below. I hope you have a good evening, day or morning, wherever you are and whenever you are. For now, I'm signing off. Thank you and bye bye.